There's a new kind of wealth emerging, and most women haven't realized it yet. It's the most valuable luxury asset class in this era, and it's not a handbag, it's not a shoe, it's definitely not a logo, it's content. Because at the end of the day, content is leverage and multiplies itself. It makes money while you sleep. It's an asset that women can build that doesn't really require any kind of permission, it doesn't really require any kind of background. Have you wondered why influencing and content creation is still seen as a fluff career, even though it's a multi-billion-dollar industry? Maybe it has something to do with women dominating the space. And at the same time, we see women building fortunes for themselves and their families in really unprecedented ways. I know this because I've lived both worlds. I'm Maria Fade, a full-time urban planning and design professional by day and a content strategist by night. I am building a profitable media brand one upload at a time. When I talk about soft power, I'm not theorizing this concept, I'm documenting it in real life. Which is why I can tell you with certainty that content is probably one of the most underrated form of wealth creation available to women right now. And I don't just mean in the whole typical content creation influencer space. I mean, even as entrepreneurs, even with having your own business, we're not in the old economy anymore. We are, what I would say is in the soft power, this creator economy, or even the transition into this interest media economy. And really soft power is the future currency. So you know that feeling when you post something, right? And it actually resonates and someone in your comments says, this made me think differently, or, oh my God, thank you so much for posting this. I can't believe you're literally in my brain. That's soft power in real life, real time. Here's the part most women probably don't understand. Luxury isn't what you buy. Luxury is what you own that earns for you. Content, in my opinion, is equity. It is intellectual property. It is your intellectual property. And content is the new digital real estate. You don't have to be a content creator to get onto the internet and advertise your company so people can find you. And when you build your content intentionally with identity, purpose, and niche clarity, that one is so important, let me tell you, you stop being a consumer and you start being a creator of value, right? The shift is the difference between the aesthetically wealthy and actually wealthy. From my experience, the lessons and skills that I've learned in doing content far exceeds where I could ever imagine. Like, I am 100% can say comfortable with being an editor, with being a storyteller, with being a graphic designer because of content. And those are just some of the soft skills that I picked up. I remember sitting in my cubicle one afternoon, right? Realizing, my job title sounds pretty impressive, but my creative potential was still sitting dormant. It was like sitting in a draft folder waiting to be lived. That moment changed everything because I realized I didn't need a brand deal. I was the brand deal. I just hadn't positioned myself yet. And before you say, yeah, but I don't have time, let me stop you right there. You do have time. It's probably just spent keeping up with people who already turned their interest into income. So you're watching other people who are doing the same thing that you should be doing, mind you, or plain old doom scrolling. We've all been there, but you don't need 8 hours a day. Be intentional for maybe 90 minutes, 3 times a week to get started. It's just the intentionality of creating the habit, because consistency compounds faster than perfection ever could. If you use the same application you do into your finances and you put money into the stock market and you put it into an ETF, you lock in because over time it will grow. And that's how you see it. That's the beginning of that shift. And the soft power, that path you need to go, it's not about going viral. I've gone viral. I can tell you from my experience, if you do not have the value or foundation to really take that virality and make something with it, it means nothing. It's about building value velocity because every post, script, every video becomes a digital asset. It's something to either build your name equity, it's either building your visibility or emotional authority that I can do this because I said I can. It's building something. A lot of times in my day job, I get the compliment, you're so great at presentations in meetings. I may be nervous, but when I show up, I know I can attribute that skill to YouTube. Regardless of how anxious I may be, I'm gonna turn on that camera, I'm going to record, and I'm going to post it. I am not gonna let the fear of this moment stop me from what's on the other side, which is either a learning experience, I need to get better at something, or I've now learned and actually gotten better at something and I could actually celebrate my own little success. Because that's what women are craving in this era. Not more consumption, but sovereignty, true freedom. Do you remember Lady Sovereignty? That was the time. And let me be clear, I am not teaching hustle culture. I've done the hustle culture thing. Again, I don't glorify burnout. It will literally lead you in the hospital. And I honestly don't glorify overnight success either. We all love to say it, but I've had to, again, you get that overnight success if you don't have the foundation, it means nothing. Soft power is not about soft work, it's about smarter work. It's the discipline of being strategic without abandoning your own rhythm, your own feminine rhythm. Women like us deserve a path to wealth that is soft, strategic, elegant, and rooted in identity. You cannot build a sustainable media company, fashion company, creator company, whatever company, if your spending and your style identity are in chaos. Your content identity and style identity are interlinked. The way you show up on camera is part of your style identity, your content identity, they go hand in hand. Your style identity is how you express yourself. Your content identity is how you monetize it. If those two are disconnected in any way at all, you always feel inconsistent online, inconsistent in person, and these are my truths. Your visuals may look luxury, but your messaging will feel confused. Your editing may be aesthetic, but your positioning won't be profitable. Ask me how I know. So you know that feeling where you scroll through your feed and you think, I could do this, but you don't know where to start? That's not laziness, that's actually identity misalignment. That's what we're trying to fix right here. You do not need to quit your 9 to 5. You need to try to see your content less like a hobby and more like an asset, because an asset can grow even when you're clocked into your job. And that's how you build leverage. And actually this kind of stuck out with me recently because I was talking with my husband and he was like, you know, content is something you gotta, like, if you wanna do it full time, think of it like a job, like a career, lock it 10 years, right? And there's that whole 10-year, 10,000 hour rule, you're now an expert, right? I remember hearing on Diary of the CEO, if you can't commit to something for 10 years, demote it to a hobby. But if you really want it to be an asset or something that grows with you, lock in. Because everyone talks about overnight success, but that is very rarely real. Ask all the people who were overnight successes, they've been there. So your first assignment for the week is simple, but it's foundational. Start aligning your style identity with your future self and not just your impulses. The woman who scrolls isn't the same woman who's building, right? Choose who you want to become quickly and stick with it. That's the biggest part, stick with it. If you want support with that foundation, I have 2 free tools below, the Style Identity Quiz and the Impulse Spending Tracker. These will help you get clear on who you actually are style-wise and where your money is leaking emotionally. Start there, because the woman you're becoming needs alignment and not excess. And next Tuesday, we go deeper into money leaks and how they silently sabotage creators. Building wealth as a woman in this new era is not about working hard. It's really about working with your identity, all of who you are, and not against it. That's really the niche that they talk about so much. Find your niche, shine your niche. So if you're ready to own your soft power, subscribe, take the quiz, and I'll see you next week.